Hey, lovelies. It is nice and quiet in here. I was thinking about getting episode 4 already over. So let's do it. Let's get into WAGs. So, y'all, I have a class at 8 a.m. tomorrow. 8 a.m. on a Saturday is sick work. It's almost 11 today. PM right now. I need to get to sleep. I don't know what I'm doing, but I am such a night owl, like for real. But let's get to it. As soon as I can find these notes. And y'all, one thing about WAGs, these episodes get shorter and shorter. Like episode 1 was like, I'm talking about like 40 minutes. Then it gets shorter. It's like 48 minutes to 40 minutes to 38 minutes. I'm like, did y'all run out of material? Like, I don't know. All right, so episode 4. So Sherelle meets up with Portia at a boutique, and this friend that owns this boutique is annoying as hell. I don't even know what his name is. He just gets on my nerves, like he really does. Um, and I have to say, y'all, Sherelle is a beautiful woman. She really is. The body is great. She's beautiful. Like when that other time when she was on like the treadmill and heels, like one thing about it, Sherelle is a mean lady, but no one that can ever say her body is not amazing. Because she is a mean lady. But keep yourself together if you're going to be mean. That's one thing about it. Sherelle talks about her issues with Ocho Cinco, brings up that one night after they got done doing the she said it was 4 in the morning. They were both saying how hungry they were. And she said Ocho Cinco was like, she's so hungry. And she was like, I'm so hungry. And no one did anything. So he got up and went to McDonald's and came back and didn't get her anything. And I'm just like, okay. And then he took like that small situation and then went into, you're so inconsiderate. I'm just like, what? That's so messed up. And she goes into being with Ocho Cinco has been beneficial. And I'm sure it was. Like she's in real estate, like that opens up a whole new market. Cause she was in Tampa, so I'm sure moving to Miami and being able to go to, because even though he's not a football player anymore, he still goes to events. So if she's able to go to events, that's huge. And even just being, on his Instagram, that opens up a whole new market for her. So she can never say he didn't being with him isn't beneficial. But she says that she's still self-made, and Portia asks if she's ready to be a wife. And Sherelle says she's afraid to combine her finances because he has a lot of kids. And honestly, I'm afraid for her too. Like when their situation is like both of y'all have been, well, how long was Chad married? Because no shade, because how long was he married to Evelyn before he, had, with the situation that happened? I don't know. I have no idea. She was married twice, and they both have so many kids. Like at this point, it's just like y'all both enjoy each other. Like make sure y'all kid is financially covered and like a contract. But I don't see the point of them getting married. I could see if they didn't have as many kids, but it's like y'all situation is messy. Like with his DV past and I don't know. I don't see the point. And I'm not trying to be negative, but what's the point? Um, so MJ meets up with Alexis over her house, and the scene was really nice. And Alexis's house is so pretty. And Alexis, I love Alexis. She's so positive and like nice. Um, and this is a really wholesome scene. MJ goes into her issues with postpartum, and I think they just went into her issues with her relationship with Kodak, and I think she was just she was asking Alexis if she had postpartum, and like I said last review, yes, you have postpartum, but girl, you have life issues. Like your mom doesn't seem the best. She was a pimp. your dad was robbing people, you lost your grandma, like you need life therapy. Like, I don't know. And this relationship is not good. Like, you need to just slow down, you know. But it was I like this scene though. I would like more scenes with like Alexis. Um Sade meets up with Sherelle, and y'all, I like Sade, but she was an hour and 30 minutes late, and I be late, y'all. Like, I got ADHD, like, I really be getting caught up. Like, I can have to be somewhere, and I get caught up, like, oh, I gotta do some laundry. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I take forever to do something, like, or I'll get caught up and be like, wait, I gotta finish something. What was that? What am I doing? Like, I don't know. I'm horrible with time. And it really, I never mean to be late, but it just happens and I feel so bad. But an hour and 30 minutes, girl. And I'm sure Miami traffic is also horrible, but I see why Sherelle was annoyed. So they bring up the conversation of Sherelle calling her a mean girl. Um, and then Sherelle always has to be, I'm making money. I'm not focused on who's saying what to what. Because she was saying how she, even though she's the one who brought up the situation about Keita, I'm always making money. I'm not focused on who's saying what to what. I'm like, okay, but you did get involved in it. You were the bone carrier. You're the one who brought what Keita said to you and brought it to you brought it to the group and spread it. So yeah, you were. Ugh, Sherelle really gets on my nerves. Like, she really does. And then Sherelle, so they apologize to each other, but Sherelle brings up that Keita and Sade should get to know each other. And Sade's like, I'm okay with that. Like, they seem like they don't seem like they have beef. Like, I think Sherelle is making a big deal out of it. Um, Portia and Keita meet up, and this scene was boring as hell. Um, Portia, so they're both pregnant, and then Portia's like shading Keita in like her confessional. She was like, Keita dressed like a first lady. She always got a side part, and yeah. And then they were just getting into, because Portia, no, Keita was saying how she wants to at home birth, and then Portia was saying how, yeah, you poop a little bit. And then Keita was like, my midwife never told me that would happen. I'm like, girl, what do you think would happen? I don't know. This scene was not interesting at all. It did get interesting when um Portia brought up the event and brought up what the Sade situation. And even Portia kind of said that Sherelle kind of put Sherelle was putting a negative spin on the situation, um, even though everyone kind of moved on from it. And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know. I think Portia and Sherelle just needed something to talk about. Because even I'm like, Portia, why are you bringing this up? Like, talk about being pregnant or something. Like, y'all both have that in common. Talk about having, wait, Portia's husband isn't a football player. Talk about boxing. I don't know. So all the girls go over Ashley's house for like a cute glamping event. And this was so cute. They had like a big tent, and like, of course they weren't like spending the night in the woods, but they had like dinner and like lunch outside. And Sade was saying that she feels guarded. Um Oh no, sorry, my bad. These notes are all over the place. Ashley was saying she thinks Sade feels guarded. And also, Ashley and her husband are so cute. Apparently, Ashley was on WAG's, the original WAG's Miami before this. And I looked up Ashley and like her husband before, like pictures of them before. Her husband, what is his name? Philip Wheeler. He looked totally different because his locks were like really long, and he was like way buffer because he's like way skinnier now. I guess since he's like retired. But so everybody comes over, and then like I didn't like this part because when they were all in like the tent part, they kept asking Sade if she's pregnant, and And they're like, go get a pregnancy test, Ashley. And I'm like, she's obviously not close to y'all like that. So leave her alone. Like, he don't like y'all. I don't know. It was kind of weird. But oh, and apparently Alexis's oldest kid is 19. I was like, wow. And then also Stony comes, and then Sherelle again says she was so hard on Stony, and that's why she's the one who invited her to this event. And it just got weird. They started asking each other like deeper questions, and they were like, who their hall passes are. And like, of course, none of the girls wanted to answer just because, like, I could see if this like another show, but these are like football girls, most of them. So they don't want to answer. Um, so let me see, who even answered? Because it was so awkward. Yeah, no one answered. But oh yeah, Keita and Sade start talking, and they kind of get into like a side conversation, and they were just like, because it was kind of weird though. I'm like, oh, I'm surprised Sade was even talking to her, because Sade was like, treated Keita was like, oh, are you kind of worried about like not being married yet? And then Sade was like, yeah, I am kind of worried about not being married yet, because Chosen, which is her fiance, is like, she said he really wants kids, but we're not married yet, and he better hurry up if he wants kids. So, and then Stony asked one question, and it was funny because she got asked the question kind of weird. So one person was like, What'd you say?" But she was like, um, "Does she have a good relationship with any? Do any of them have issues with their baby daddies, other baby moms?" And Sherelle was saying she has a good relationship with the other baby moms, but Stony says she gets along with all the baby moms except for one, and I'm like, so Tia Kemp, because I could see Tia Kemp not getting along with most of them. Let's see. All right, and another scene. Ashley. Oh no, this is the same part. Oh, this part I didn't like because Ashley, I don't know, she been trying to be like messy. So Ashley, she says to Sade, she's like, "Oh, it looks like you and Keita are kind of getting along." And I guess Sade didn't really like that. She was just like, "Why are you kind of like saying that?" Because I guess she just didn't want to make it weird. Because Keita was over there. So she was just like, "Why are you saying that?" We kind of put this to bed. And Ashley was like, "You don't have to get an attitude." And she was like, "I'm just saying, we already put this to bed. Like, don't make this a thing." And I kind of get what Sade was saying. She like, don't make this a situation. And, not everyone's playful like that if we not friends. So I kind of get what she was saying. But and then I didn't like that Keita kind of brought it up again. It was like, well, we can talk about the sweet situation. It was kind of messy. I'm just like, okay, girl, but y'all just got over it. Why are you trying to bring it back up when y'all got over it? But the scene kind of ends, and they put it to bed again. I'm just like, maybe this is why the episodes keep getting shorter, because y'all can't hand like end situations right. I don't know. It got weird. All right, so another scene. Sherelle has a chef come over, and she was making like oxtail. I have never had oxtail. I need to have oxtail. But she had her make like rice and peas and oxtail, and they're gonna have like a counselor come over to talk about like marriage and like pre wedding stuff. So the counselor comes over, and Ocho Cinco comes down, and like the chef makes them plates or whatever, and the counselor said something really good. He was like, were they healed when they met each other? I was like, He said, were you healed when you met each other online? Because they met online. He said, because hurt people hurt people. I was like, And Sherelle was like, in her confessional, she's like, I never want to be codependent on a man. And she feels like she's bringing past trauma into this relationship. And she goes into being married twice, and in both marriages, she was submissive and got cheated on. And I was like, oh, that explains a lot. Um, So yeah, and then they just really it kind of ended. I hated how it ended. It kind of ended kind of awkward, but she was definitely really emotional. Um, but yeah, and then another scene, which was very messy. And I think this last scene happened before the fight because it didn't make sense. I'm like, y'all should have put this before episode. When did the fight happen? Episode 3. So Stony and Jules meet up at Stony's boutique, and Stony also sells wigs there and extensions with the clothes. And Stony brings up that she's not the only one with a reputation. And you can tell maybe this happened after episode 1 when she was mad at Sherelle because it didn't make sense. Like it was oddly placed. But she's like, I'm not the only one with a reputation because Ocho Cinco brought Sherelle to somewhere called Okeechobee. I guess if anyone watches this who live in Miami, I guess Okeechobee, which is a strip motel that's near the that's near the airport. And Stony says that Ocho Cinco slid in her DMs, and all I can think of was uh what's the girl? OG. Ocho Cinco wanted me. Ocho Cinco wanted me. Like hey babe, hey babe, hey babe. That's all I can think of. I'm like, oh no. But she says that apparently Ocho Cinco's been outside and apparently she saw that Ocho Cinco was talking to 8 women or something. And Jules was like, do you have proof? And now we outside. I don't know, but yeah, that last scene, I think they put that in the wrong spot. It didn't make sense. But yeah, that is episode 5. I mean 4. I'll probably do episode 5 tomorrow, but yeah, that's messy though. And I don't know what's gonna happen when Sherelle found out about that because she definitely get my man, my man, my man. So I don't know, y'all. And she already don't like Stony. So, but please like and subscribe. Please support these videos and thank you.